This week's update will be anything but short because we have changes from Naylor to Legacy. This corridor is fully activated. Fresh pours, new frames, and nonstop progress from zone to zone. Crews are pouring at multiple intersections, street lights are popping up at 720, and Kroger has actually broken ground at Main Street. Overpasses are moving fast too. Teel's bridge deck is fully poured, and Legacy's tarps have finally come down. Our pet project dentist office at 720 is gaining traction, and Walmart is just weeks away from opening its doors. Let's take a full ride through what's taking shape along this 10-mile stretch. As a quick heads up for anyone joining us new, the 380 expansion through Denton is a $140 million makeover, turning the old 4-lane road, with that never-ending center turn lane, into a 6-lane divided highway. We're adding continuous sidewalks and 5 brand new overpasses so you can breeze over those busy intersections. Everything's slated to wrap up by the end of 2025, so stay tuned. And speaking of overpasses, Legacy is a prime example of what's taking shape. The overpass was fully poured weeks ago, and the tarps that have been draped over the surface to help with moisture retention and curing during those critical early weeks, they're now gone. What's left behind is a continuous stretch of structural concrete, with that unmistakable texture you only get from a large format screed pass. It's somewhat clean, still bearing the marks of active construction, but already gives a strong sense of the finished product. The overpass is now fully poured across all main lanes, and the tarps that have been covering the deck during curing have been removed, leaving behind a solid stretch of continuous concrete, fully exposed. We're rolling in some westbound POV footage to give you a feel for the elevation and alignment. There's still a ramp connection needed to tie into the bridge, but the shape is clearly in place. At the outer reaches of the intersection east and west, we're seeing signs of Phase 3 taking shape too, with forms already in place to pour the curb for the center median. Actually, part of the curb has already been poured. That next layer of detail means we're not just seeing intersection work. We're watching the full corridor take shape. Median curb forms are now in place along the main lanes, giving us a first look at how this wider footprint will eventually be buttoned up. It's one more step toward a cleaner, more connected corridor, and it's all moving right on schedule. Teel is next, just under a mile west of Legacy. Over the past 2 weeks, crews worked fast to get that bright green, epoxy-coated rebar tied in and ready. Then, in 3 overnight pours, just like at Legacy, crews poured the concrete to form the bridge deck. If you were caught in any late-night lane closures, that's what was going on. But now, the concrete's curing and the overpass is really starting to take shape. We'll keep heading west a couple more miles to check in on FM 423. Each of these last 3 intersections, from Legacy to Teel to 423, has been progressing in sequence about 3 to 4 weeks apart. So it's actually pretty easy to anticipate what's coming next at this location. TxDOT has already announced nightly closures around 423 from July 20th through July 26th. And part of this video should give you a helpful heads up if you're driving through the area. A little too late for some of those days though. At this stage, crews will begin setting the prefabricated bridge deck panels, fitting them in a place like puzzle pieces across the beams. After that, rebar will be tied in across the full width of the structure. This also includes the deck overhangs, the sections that extend beyond the outer beams and hang over the roadway. That part requires lane closures below to safely get it done. So if you're driving through the area, please be careful and patient as crews continue their work. Every closure, detour, and overnight pour is helping bring this project one step closer to the finish line. Just slightly off topic, but pertains to 380 in a way. Some of you have complained about the rock trucks that pull onto 380 eastbound and then clog up the left turn lane at 1385 heading north. Well, with the unique perspective we have, here's why. The water treatment plant behind Boundaries Coffee appears to be expanding and needed some dirt cleared. We'll take a quick break to talk about our most favorite sponsor. Please visit signgypsies.com if you're planning a celebration. Whether it's a birthday, graduation, or any special event, they've got you covered with custom yard signs that will bring your occasion to life. With vibrant, personalized designs, Sign Gypsies delivers more than signs. They deliver joy. They handle everything from design to setup, so you can sit back and enjoy the fun. Visit signgypsies.com to book today and use promo code 380updates for a free upgrade on your next sign. Terms and conditions apply. There's been a lot of chatter lately about what's happening just a few miles further west at Navo, and for good reason. This area is quickly becoming one of the more active zones along the corridor. We'll start this update with some close-up shots on the west side of the intersection, where foundation work for the overpass is well underway. You can clearly see 4 rows of pilings that have already been drilled deep into the ground and filled with concrete. That work is done using a large red drill rig, equipped with a heavy-duty auger head that bores out each shaft. Once the hole is drilled to spec, crews lower in a cylindrical rebar cage, and concrete is poured into the shaft using a funnel-shaped tremie hopper. You'll often see it hoisted over the shaft by crane or an excavator as the pour begins. It's a precise operation, and a critical one. These shafts will eventually support the weight of the bridge in your mom. At the end of the sequence, you'll spot a row of rebar cages sticking out of the ground about 6 to 8 feet high. These are early signs of the retaining wall that will anchor the beginning of the Navo Overpass. It's the kind of behind-the-scenes structural work that doesn't look like much now, but becomes the foundation for everything else that's coming. Meanwhile, the intersection itself has gone through some big changes since our last update. Temporary lanes that have been serving as the workarounds were broken up and hauled off. And in their place, new pavement has been poured, with additional areas now fully formed and reinforced with rebar. You'll also notice the signal lights are back online, which has helped ease some of the congestion that had been building up at peak hours. It's still an active zone, but things are flowing more smoothly now, and we're seeing strong signs of what's to come as Navo enters the next phase of progress. Down at Main Street in Providence Village, we're still in the thick of Phase 2 work. One of just a few areas left that hasn't crossed the finish line yet. Crews are steadily chipping away, and by the time this video drops, that rebar you're seeing will likely be buried under nearly a foot of concrete, locked in and doing its job to hold the entire structure together long term. The driveway into and out of the shopping center with Mom's Burgers has been closed off for a little while now, but crews are making solid progress, and if all goes to plan, that entrance should be back open just in time for school. We got a bit of an update over at Ryan Spiritas Boulevard, which runs on the south side of 380 near Main Street, also known as FM 2931. This intersection is one of the final connection points, and if everything stays on track, we're expecting it to be fully open before school starts, possibly even before the end of July. Once that happens, it'll create a full connection through the neighborhood, stretching all the way to 720. That route passes right by the elementary school, which should make drop-offs and pickups much easier for families in the area and offer a smoother alternative to the main roads during busy hours. Now, one thing we couldn't help but notice, some recent lane markings popped up here, and let's just say, the crew got a little creative. Whether that's a temporary fix or some kind of experimental art piece, we're not sure yet, but this definitely not traditional lane markings. 720 has been fairly quiet as the bridge decking crew is working down at 423 like we already spoke about. However, we noticed there are some new street lights in the center median on either side of the overpass. While this isn't game-changing or an update that you will screenshot and share, but every little bit inches closer to that completion date. One thing to notice, the style of lights here are a bit different than those over the Lake Bridge and the Doe Creek Bridge down near 423. These at 720 are black where those other 2 bridges are white. This extreme attention to detail is something you will not get anywhere else. If you're not already subscribed, you could miss out on more shocking information in the future. There's actually a reason. Those white fixtures actually offer wider, more intense illumination for best visibility over those bridges. Where these at 720 are more aesthetic and are not too bright to cause issues with nearby neighborhoods. Last of the construction updates, and not least here at Naylor 424. All the asphalt is now down for the northbound lanes in Phase 2. Crews have already built out the forms for the roadway and around the drainage structures, setting the stage for what's next. Over the next 7 to 10 days, we should start seeing rebar going in, followed by concrete shortly after. So, by the time we check back in, there's a good chance that section will have some new pavement. Some of the intersection and connecting lanes are poured already with more forms added, and rebar stays to be set in place around the intersection there as well. Unfortunately, once that is done, there is still work to be done, as the lanes in use right now will need to be torn out and replaced too. So there will be restricted traffic flow for a couple more months. That, for my old Pee Wee fans, is our secret sound. And that means we're moving to the retail portion of the video. Seems like it was just a few weeks ago we were asking what this was being built next to Rose's, and now it's already here and operational. Maybe we can contact that crew and see if they want to help on the roadway. And this is where the comments section lights up. Here at 720, just behind the Murphy gas station, construction is moving right along. And yes, another dentist office is going up. Because clearly, what this stretch of 380 needed most was one more place to get your teeth cleaned. At least a donut shop will open in the shopping center next door. But in all seriousness, they're making great progress, and this one's actually set to open in September. So if you're still shopping around for a favorite, you'll have another option soon, right in the heart of it all. What was that about? Either way, here at Main Street again, retail style. Kroger has actually broken ground. And no, this isn't just a ceremonial golden shovel photo op. Excavators are out here moving real dirt and getting the site graded. After months of hearing coming soon, it's finally happening. This new Kroger marketplace will be massive, around 123,000 square feet, and will anchor the northeast corner of 380 and 2931. In comparison, a typical Kroger is around 75,000 square feet. If all goes according to plan, they're aiming to open in summer of 2026. Turn around, and right across the road on the northeast corner is a Sprouts that looks like it's ready to, well, sprout? Just kidding. More make like a flower and open already. Actually, if you're looking for a job, 93 full and part-time positions are planned. Hiring events are scheduled for July 30th and 31st at the Aubrey Community Center. Check out sprouts.com for more information. We see opening date set for September 12th. There isn't much leasing information on the retail spaces connected, so if you're looking to open a business in an upcoming area, here is a good opportunity. And now, over to the southwest corner of 380 and Ryan Spiritas. This is the site everyone's been buzzing about. Target is officially well underway. Crews have already started on site grading, drainage infrastructure, and prepping the area for the pad sites that will surround the main store. You can also see signs of foundation prep happening now. It looks like they're getting ready to drill and set pilings. These will be deep supports that stabilize large commercial structures like this one. Rebar cages are staged and ready to be dropped in, followed by concrete pours to lock it all into place. It may not look like much from the road just yet, but this is the groundwork that gets everything ready to go vertical. And here's the exciting part. Target is set to open right around a year from now, so we're going to start seeing a lot more activity and structure rising in the coming months. This entire corner is going to look completely different by this time next year. We'll jump all the way down to 423 now. This is the southwest corner in front of the HEB and next to CVS. This will be a Wells Fargo bank. Still in the same area with the HEB and behind specifically the Panda Express. This area under construction will be a 2-story medical building offering lease spaces suitable for clinics and therapy offices or small practitioner groups. There are dozens of plans in motion right now. Everything from medical offices to restaurants to full-blown shopping centers. And while we won't be able to cover every single project each week, we'll keep bringing you the highlights as these sites start to come alive. We'll wrap up this week's update here at Teel Parkway on the north side of 380 in Prosper. Chili's is well underway, and Cracker Barrel 2 pad sites over isn't just getting started with the foundational work. Both are actively under construction and making steady progress. This area is shaping up to be a new commercial cluster with even more retail expected to follow in the background. We noticed a solid stockpile of brick material staged on-site, and we've got a little B-roll to show you the color palette that'll be used on the exterior. If everything stays on track, both buildings are projected to open sometime next year, bringing more dining options right to this part of Prosper. As more pads start to break ground, we'll continue bouncing around the corridor, keeping tabs, and giving you the latest updates. There's a lot more coming, and we're just getting started. That's going to do it for this week's update. From Target's foundation work to new restaurant construction in Prosper and Sprouts moving closer to opening, we've seen a lot of great progress all across the corridor. We're taking a little break for vacation, but we'll be back in a couple of weeks with more updates as these projects continue to take shape. Thanks for watching. Be careful on the roads, and we'll see you soon.